Hi, I'm Judy. Welcome to Go with Yin Yoga. Today I have an approximately 35-minute Yin Yoga practice. You are going to need a few props. The one thing I strongly suggest you have is either a bolster or some pillows. You can even take some blankets. You're going to need a stack of them probably. Even towels. And blocks and a blanket or towels can work in a pinch. You may also want some blankets, and you may also want some blocks, and that is optional and up to you. The blankets are generally used to pad underneath you to make you feel comfortable, and you can also sit up on them. I'm sitting up on a bolster right now, but you can sit up on the blankets as well. So go ahead and pause the video, gather up your props. Welcome back. I'm so happy that you're here. We're going to begin with a very simple breathing exercise while I explain a bit more about what's going on in this practice. So I will get you started. Very, very simple. You can be sitting up or lying down. Let your spine be very straight, not rigid, but just growing towards the sky. In either position, and take your hands to your belly. And begin to breathe in and out. And hopefully you're noticing that your belly is moving in and out. Bring it out on the inhale, in on the inhale. And I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or just gaze down at the tip of your nose. And see if you can, without forcing it, let your exhales be longer than your inhales. It's a very calming and grounding breath. And just continue on in that pattern. Our Yin Yoga practice today is about letting go of the past. We're concentrating on the metal element, which is the element of fall. And if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, right now you are in fall. And the metal element is supported by the lung and large intestine meridians. And they are all about letting go. Your lungs take in and filter the air. Your large intestine is involved with elimination, and I'm not going to go too deeply in that. I'm going to have another vlog that I'm going to try to remember to link up in the description below. Always check that out. I've got good stuff in there. And also I'll have a little thing here, up here, telling you about a little bit more about the metal element. So today, physically, we are going to open our chest. We are going to also open our lungs. And we are going to help increase our immunity. In the increasing immunity and opening lungs, we're going to be working on that all month long in October 2022. And I think that's something everybody needs in fall, when we're really can fall prey to respiratory problems. And a little bit more subtly, the lung and large intestines meridians are really associated with grief. So these practices may bring up some feelings of grief and may also let you let go of some feelings of grief. Okay. Wherever you are, take just a couple more breaths. Notice how you feel from the beginning, and notice how you feel right now. And then blink your eyes open. If you're sitting up on something, go ahead and remove that. Come to face the short end of your mat on a wide-kneed tabletop position. So your hands are under your shoulders, And your knees are coming out to either side of your mat. And then begin to sit back on your heels. Go ahead and reach forward with your right hand. Bring your head down to either a block, some blankets. I'm going to use a block today. And the other position, you can have that right hand, you can take it behind your back. And I really should have started the other way, but okay. Reach your left arm out to the side. And what you really want to do is begin to open up your chest towards the sky. And this may feel very awkward. Let me turn around so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Legs are wide out to either side. Your right arm is reaching out to the side. I'm reaching back with my left arm, and I'm trying to open up. So we're trying to really open up that chest so we can breathe deeply. And this may feel incredibly awkward. And the affirmation we're thinking about all throughout this practice is, I let go of the past. Now this isn't so much about where your hands are, how far you're reaching. It's much more about opening your chest up towards the sky, towards the ceiling. Allowing your lungs room to breathe, room to bring in new energy and let go of stale energy. Go ahead and let that go. Turn your head to face your mat, and we're going to come to the second side. So you can just turn to your second side. I need to shift around so you can see what I'm doing. So knees are out as wide as the mat. Toes are coming towards each other. Perhaps you want a block or some blankets to put your head onto. And go ahead and reach your right arm out towards the right. Bring your cheek down onto the block if you're using it. And take that left arm behind your back or stretch it out straight and forward. And once again, the most important thing is beginning to open up through that chest. I let go of the past. Last couple of breaths. And if you have your hand behind your back, go ahead and release it down to the mat. Press that hand into the mat to slowly begin to raise yourself up. You can take the block off towards the side. I am going to grab a blanket. You can also sit on a bolster. And I'm going to face the long end of my mat so that you can see what I'm doing. Feel free to face the short end of your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to either side. If your knees are uncomfortable, if they're way up here like this, you can take some blocks under either side. You can also roll up some towels, place that underneath as well. And begin to lengthen your spine out of your pelvis. Now let go of the past. And I hope here that you feel the strength and the stability of the support beneath you, whether that's a block, a blanket, your mat, the earth, whatever it is. It's part of what the metal element is all about structure, strength, stability. And now begin to fold forward. Let your head be very heavy. And don't come into the deepest expression of this pose. That is, don't try and get your head all the way down to the mat immediately. It takes time. It doesn't matter how flexible you are. It takes a little time to allow that connective tissue to relax and let go. There's that word again. And open up. And it's okay to feel a little discomfort in your poses. They're not really meant to be easy. Pain, of course, means you've gone too far, and I invite you to ease off, to push yourself back up a little. Really let that hang just dangle down towards the mat. Think about letting go. Maybe begin to stretch your hands forward. What is it that you need to let go of from your past? Maybe even just from the summer, from the start of the year. Just ask yourself, what things are not serving me right now that I can just let go of? And begin to slowly push into your palms, walking your hands back towards your feet. And go ahead and just move your legs into a cross-legged seat now. So you don't have the soles of the feet together anymore. And inhale, just do a easy twist over towards the left. And take a few breaths here. And face center, maybe put a smile on your face, and an easy twist to the other side. A couple breaths here. And facing back towards the center. Go ahead and come off of whatever you've been sitting on. If you're using a prop, grab your bolster or your pillows or your blankets or your towels. You don't need it. Actually, you can do the next pose without it, but it's just a way to open up your chest even more. And we want to have your pillows, your blankets, whatever, your bolster, under your upper back. And once you've got that, go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees fall out to either side. And now I think you can see what I mean about opening up your chest. Giving your lungs some room to really inhale new energy. Exhale things that don't serve you. If your head feels uncomfortable, you can always take a block and put it under there. And I will also tell you that this particular practice, I do not suggest you doing this in the evening. It's a more energizing practice. Now it's a calming energy, so you may be able to do it. But if you practice this and you find you have difficulty sleeping, then you'll know it's a practice better suited to the morning or perhaps to get you through that afternoon slump. I let go of the past. And pay attention to your breath. As you move through these poses, if you're really straining, it probably means that you're going a little too deeply into your pose. We want our breath to be fairly smooth and calm. As our breath goes, so goes the mind. And last couple of breaths here. And the last breath. Go ahead and reach down with your hands. Take them underneath your thighs and slowly and gently Bring your knees up to face the sky. Maybe wiggle down a little bit so you're supported by the bolster. And then let your knees fall over to one side. Slowly begin to walk yourself up. Grab your bolster. Scooch towards the back of your mat. Take the bolster underneath your knees. And slowly come down to your elbows. And then all the way. We're moving into Shavasana. Stretch your legs out. Let them fall open comfortably for you. Letting your feet open up to either side of your mat. And you always have the option to also lay on your stomach if that's more comfortable, or even on your side with your knees drawn into your chest in a fetal position. And as you move to integrate this practice, I just wanted to read you a poem. It's by Donna Ashworth, and her book of poetry is called To the Women. I will try to remember to link this up underneath. And the poem is entitled, When Your Head Hits the Pillow Tonight. Remember the smiles of the day, the laughter, the little wind, the warm words, and let everything else go. Put the lessons learned in a file marked done, and give yourself a pat on the back of the things you got right. Leave the stresses of tomorrow where they belong, tomorrow. Leave the stresses of today where they belong too. And let the night take away the heavy weight from your shoulders. Let it go. Let yourself be safe. Let yourself be still. Let yourself be at rest. When your head hits the pillow tonight, my friend, let sleep come and let your soul be. You did enough today. We are all just doing our best with no rule book, in a game with no referee and no halftime. None of us are getting it right. We are all just winging it. We are all just as scared, just as weary. When your head hits the pillow tonight, my friend, close your eyes and remember, you are worthy. And I just want to share with you a little story from a recent visit to my mom. Actually, it's a while ago now, but it's recent when I made this video. And my mom is very elderly, and it's difficult for her to buy the things she needs. She really can't easily go to the store anymore. So she is relying on myself and my sister. Neither one of us lives very close to her, and I'm a couple of hours away. And she often calls me, sometimes the day that I'm leaving to visit her, sometimes the day before, and says, oh my God, I need this. And like I said, it's almost a 2-hour drive, so it can be hard sometimes. I don't want to stop. And sometimes I feel like I'm failing. I'm failing at being a good daughter. I'm failing at being compassionate to my elderly mother who, no longer can go and get the things she once could, and it's hard. So we all struggle with stuff like that. We all have stuff like that in our life where we feel like we're failing, we're not doing enough. And fall is a season to let that go. And go ahead and just be still until you hear my voice again, and allow yourself to relax and tell yourself that you are worthy. And allow your breath to begin to deepen while keeping your eyes closed if they're already closed. If they're not, perhaps you'd like to close them. Begin to take whatever movements you feel are right for your body. Maybe moving your head around a little bit to release tension. Maybe wiggling feet, or rather toes and fingers. Maybe circling your legs a little bit, moving the hips a little bit. Whatever movement feels right to you. On your next inhale, go ahead and stretch your arms up above your head. Draw one knee into your chest, and then the other. I actually like to just sometimes bring the soles of my feet onto the mat and gently let my legs fall over to either side with knees bent. Taking that bottom arm, stretching it along the mat, cradling your head on the bottom arm, and take a few breaths here. And slowly begin to press into your hand, keeping your eyes closed if they are, coming into an easy seated position. And we're just going to take a minute or two here. Go ahead and relax your face. Let your tongue drop down towards the bottom of your mouth. Let your jaw soften. Let your shoulders release down your back. Letting go. And I'd like you to visualize the leaves falling and maybe dancing on the wind. In my case, it's pine needles. And I'd like you to take any thoughts you have right now of not being worthy, of not being good enough, of failing at whatever goals or, failing your family. Take all of that, one by one. Take one thing from that, put it on a leaf, and watch it blow away. And then take that next thought, put it on a leaf, and watch it blow away. And do that for a few more thoughts. Maybe it's, I'm not good enough. I'm not a good daughter. I'm not a good mother. I'm not a good wife. Good friend. I don't do enough. Watch them all just blow away on the leaves, because none of that is true. We are all doing the best that we can. And take a few more breaths here. Let that imagery go. Just notice how you feel. Notice how you feel from the beginning of this practice to how you feel right now. What shifted for you? What you were able to let go of? Maybe what bubbled up for you? Take your hands together in front of your heart, bringing together your body, your mind, and your spirit. And begin to rub your hands back and forth. And then bringing them to stillness in front of your heart, bowing your head, and slowly blinking your eyes open, taking in your mat, and the floor, and the rest of the room. You're raising the head with a smile on your face. I hope that you've been able to let go of some of the things in your past and maybe emotions that you've been holding on to. And may you feel worthy. May you feel good enough. Take those thoughts out into the rest of your day. thank you for joining me on the mat. Thank yourself for taking this time for you. And if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button. It just allows me to reach more people, to give more people the opportunity to practice free yoga. And don't forget to either subscribe to the newsletter or subscribe to this channel to find out when new videos are added to this channel.